Here are 5 documentaries I'd recommend if you want to learn more about ballroom culture and history. I love that we're having the conversation about how Black LGBT history is a part of Black history. Paris is Burning is the foundational classic that explores the 1980s New York ballroom scene, the culture, the houses, the voguing, and the Black and Latino communities that shaped and created the culture. If you only watch one film, this is the one to watch. The culture and scene has evolved so much since the 1980s, but I think this film captures the spirit, the essence, and the need of the culture in such a timeless way. The next on the list is The Queen. Its tagline is "Before RuPaul's Drag Race, before Paris is Burning, there was the Queen." This film isn't directly a ballroom project, but it spotlights Crystal LaBeija, who went on to create the first ballroom house, and it highlights the important history of the Black drag queens needing their own space outside of white validation, which would then lead to them having their own drag ball, which will evolve into the balls that we know today. Next up is Strike a Pose. This film spotlights the ballroom dancers who were part of Madonna's Blonde Ambition tour. Madonna had a single called Vogue, which is inspired by ballroom culture, but because Madonna was a pop star, many people started to associate Vogue with her. And I think this documentary does a really great job of showing what happens when outsiders of a community extract from a culture. And it shows how the dancers' lives ended up decades later. These conversations of what happens when marginalized communities share their culture is so important. Like, it's beautiful in concept to go from underground to mainstream, but what is gained and what is lost? This documentary will have you thinking on a lot of those themes. Next up is the film Kiki. The Kiki scene is like a spin-off of the larger mainstream ballroom scene. It was created for ballroom youth and evolved into its own thing. It's a great contemporary and more modern follow-up to Paris is Burning. The film centers on themes of activism, community, and resilience. Interestingly, both Kiki and Strike a Pose both came out in 2016, so they're both a decade old now. What's interesting is that I was actually walking balls in 2016, and so much has changed since then. And last but not least is the film I'm Your Venus. I'm Your Venus spotlights the transgender icon Venus Extravaganza. This extravaganza was a major part of the first film I mentioned, Paris is Burning, but she was unalive during the production of that film. This documentary spotlights her biological family and her ballroom house of extravaganza uniting to honor her legacy and find answers to her unaliving. This film is so beautiful, and what I really love is that it was executive produced by 2 Black trans women from the ballroom culture. This is the only film that I'll say is not a standalone film. If you watch this film, you have to watch Paris is Burning first and then watch this film. But let me know if you guys want me to go over any or all of these films in depth. We can definitely do a deep dive on any of these film projects if you guys are interested.